Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sweet Bee Creative Studios. I am Anne, and today we are going to play around with the fairies from Diamond Press. Now, I'm part of the design team, and these were sent to me to do my projects. And now I want to show you what I did with one of my samples. So I started off with this little planner from Dollar Tree, $1.25, very inexpensive, very cute. Um, and I wanted to make a cover for it. So I made a cover with a very large, well, it's not very large, it's an 11 by 17-inch piece of cardstock. But most people don't have that, so I'm going to recreate the cover with regular cardstock. And then we can decorate our book, and then we're going to use a fairy and do some cute things with it. So let me show you the fairies, and I've used them already, so but I do have like one of each style, so you'll get to see what they look like. And they're beautiful. They're dimensional, so you're gonna have a bunch of layers just with the fairies alone. So this can be used just as your focal point for your card or a tag or whatever. And they're gonna look gorgeous. But today I'm going to use this one, okay? So let me get the cardstock ready and I'll be right back. Okay, so first I want to show you kind of some of the details of these fairies. Look how beautiful they are. Aren't they sweet? Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and make a cover for it. Now I'm gonna need 2 pieces of card, and one I'm gonna cut. Well, both of them are gonna be at 5 1/4, and then one piece is gonna be 7 1/4. So let me bring this out. So let's go to 7 1/4. So that's it, done. That's one panel. Okay, let's measure. It's a little bit bigger, but we can always trim it down. And then we're gonna do the same for the other side. So 5 1/4. Now, I want to add at least a 1/2 inch to this to an inch. I think I'm just gonna take this one to 8 inches. And then we could score. That way we have more to glue on, and it'll make it a little more stable. Let me get my scoreboard. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I am going to end up trimming it a little bit, but we'll do that afterwards. So for now, we're just going to make sure that we have our score mark where we need to have it, and that is going to be at 7 1/4. So let's double check, because I am notorious for messing things up. Okay, so 7 1/4. And I should have cut it a little bit longer. And then we're gonna need like another 1/4 inch. So here we go. Well, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. Okay. I actually left myself a little bit of space to glue, but that's fine. I didn't measure that correctly. But as long as you have an area to glue and you put enough adhesive, it'll stick. Okay, so we are going to glue these together, and then that'll make our little booklet. So let me get some glue. Okay. I'm using my art glitter glue, and I'm just using it because it adheres quickly, and for the videos it just makes everything move a little faster. All right. Okay, so this should fit our book, and let's try it out. And You can take off another 1/8 of an inch if you like. Since we're gonna put extra card on it, it would work fine, but I'm gonna use the one I cut off from the 17 inch piece of paper, and this one is excuse me, it's 14 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's that cover. So but now you know how to make your own cover, and we can keep going on with our project. All right, let me put all this stuff away so I don't create clutter, and I'll be back. Okay, so I brought out several pieces of card. Let me bring my microphone closer. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I brought out several pieces of cardstock just because I don't know which way I want to go with this yet. Now I can use the pink and layer it on the purple, or just go and give her a bright sunny background, and we'll decorate it with flowers and stuff. So you could go ahead and ink up your own background. I love inking, but for this I figured let's just keep it simple. And if we have cardstock that mimics it, why not use it? So let's go ahead and cut this one down, and actually let's do the bottom layer first. Okay. So this one, if my base is 5 1/4, then I'm just gonna go a little bit smaller because I do want to leave like a little white trim around it, just a teeny bit. And then we're gonna cut it down to the 7 1/4, which I believe is right there. Go a little bit smaller, and we can always trim it down more if we need to, which we actually do need to. Okay, let's take off a little more than 1/8 of an inch. And let's see now. That's good to go. I'm gonna trim this a little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna have this layer done. Let me make sure that's even. Okay. So this is our bottom layer. And I will cut another piece for the back just to make this a little bit stronger. You could even do one in the cover and maybe make a pocket so you can save any information. You can also add like a pen holder to this. You can do a lot of things with it, but for now we're just going to concentrate on decorating. Let's go ahead and cut our back panel. Let me just use this one. So again, a little less than 5 1/4, and then we're going to trim off this edge that's a little damaged, and let's measure this. So it's a little more than 7 inches, and let's double check. Yep, perfect. So we have both our front cover and back cover. We're going to use ribbon, so we're not gluing anything yet, but we can go ahead and trim this piece now. Okay, so I do want some of this white to show, so I'm just gonna like trim it. Well, it's not going to either way we trim, so let's just even that out, and let's make this 5 inches, and we'll take off the darker layer. So if that one was 7, let me see. Just let's be conservative right now, and then we could trim again. Yep, it needs about 1/8 of an inch more. And we are good to go. So we're gonna need also a piece of green card. And I'm going to cut this down first because I don't want to have to damage so much of my card. And I'm going to cut it to around 2 inches. And then we're going to trim this to a little less than 5. Oh, I think it's 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches. And this is going to give us a layer of grass. And we're just going to use a die to cut out. I'll show you right now. To cut it out, okay? So let's put this away. All right. We need to see where she's gonna go. Look how cute she is. Now the only thing I want to see is will she look better on this paper, which maybe we should cut it out just in case. All right, let's do that because I rather be sure than have to glue things over again. And I'm going to use the lighter portion of this, so let's go ahead and take this to 5 inches. And trim this down. And then we can see which one we like best. Okay. So, do we like it on the yellow or do we like it on this one? And let's put our other layer on it. So we have that, or we have that. I think this is going to win only because it makes her wings pop a little more and they just kind of get washed out there. It's cute also. If you want it to look more realistic, then go ahead and use the yellow. But I think for this time, I'm going to use the pink. It has like mauve colors in there, so it ties in also. So yeah, let's go ahead and move her over. And there we go. Okay. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and start gluing some of these down. But I think I want to do just one more layer, maybe white to break up these colors a little bit. Let me get my white card. I'll be back. Okay, since I want to add another layer, I'm going to have to trim the pink one down just a little bit. Let's cut this one at 5 inches, and then we'll just trim the other one up a little bit. This is going to provide a lot more stability to the cover. Because this is pretty good thick card. And let me see. Yep. About 6 3/4. So it's 5 by 6 3/4. And that will make that layer. Actually, I think we could trim it up just a little bit more. Let's see. Okay. All right, and now we can trim this one up a little bit more. So just a tad bit more. Taking off about 1/8 of an inch. See? Nope, have to take off a little more. Okay. All right. I know a lot of people do like precise measurements, and Normally I would, but yeah, I'm just being simple now. Now, if we really wanted to spruce it up a little more, we can add like a gold behind it and then layer our sentiment with gold. I think that will look pretty also. We'll see. Okay. Does it need it? Let's see. Actually, I don't think these specific colors really need it. Maybe if I find a different color. Let me check. I'll be back. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and cut out a piece of the gold because I just think it makes it look a little bit more classy. No, it just gives it a little touch that I think it needed because the fairies are so delicate. I wanted to make the whole card feel a little bit more delicate. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then as you can see, when we start adding our layers, it all just blends pretty. It looks very nice. Now I do have to find a ribbon so we can tie our book, and I'm just debating to see what ribbon I would use. Now let's cut our grass. And where did I put my die? Let's see. Start moving things around, then you can't find it. And then they lost right in front of your face. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I found my die. And we are gonna run it through my Grand Marquise. And let's get this where we want it. Okay. Let me look at it. Okay, I think there's fine. All right. Let's go ahead and run it through. Okay. So now we have some grass. We're gonna put flowers in there, but I just want to get a more or less where we're gonna put her. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's start gluing our panels together. And I'm not gonna glue it to the base yet because that's where we're gonna have to add the ribbon. So I'm gonna start off with my white layer. I'm gonna put that one on the purple. It is cold in here and like my glue is just clogging super fast. All right. Our glitter glue does not do well in the cold. Okay. Let's go ahead and glue that down, and then we can add our pink layer. Okay. And we're gonna measure it. We're gonna place it. Okay. Let's add our final layer. Okay. I'm gonna hold this in place for a minute while it adheres and I'll be back. Okay, so I have my ribbon. I also brought out the dies that we're going to use to make our little sentiment, and I brought out another kit from Diamond Press, which we're going to use to make our flowers. This is a very pretty kit also, but I'm not going to introduce it totally. I'm just going to use some stuff from it to go ahead and finish this off. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is that we're going to cut this in half. And we're going to get a lighter and we're going to go ahead and seal those edges. Okay, so that's done. And now we could go ahead and glue these here. I'm going to leave enough so I can make a bow and not have to worry too much about it. So I'm gonna add our adhesive. I'm not gonna worry about that little piece of tape, just leave it there. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down. And I'm gonna turn it over. And I'm gonna do the same to this side. Okay, I wanna have it more or less the same size, so and now we could go ahead and glue on our back panel, which is just going to be a plain panel. This is going to gain strength when you glue your book onto it, so that's why I'm not worried about adding so many panels to the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, oh, nope, no. Okay, not perfect, but it's okay. So we have that. And now we can go ahead and glue our book into here. And I'm going to put adhesive on the whole back of this. Okay. Let's bring it close to the top. That's pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect, and you can always add your pen to that side. Okay, so we have that now, and let's just tie it up a little bit, and we can add our top panel. You're gonna get it straighter than I am. I'm away from the project, so I can't really see to get it perfectly even. But you're gonna do a much better job at that. Okay. Pretty good. And now we could actually tie this. Actually, no, let's not tie it. Let it adhere first, Missy. I think I have to add more glue here. leave that alone for a little while. And then we are going to add our grass there. She will go somewhere around here, and then we have to put our flowers. So let's figure out our flowers first, and then we'll finish her off. All right, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select some flowers, and I'm going to die cut them out of some of Diamond Press's paper that has adhesive on the back, so you don't have to worry about gluing these. So let me put this to the side and let me cut those out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut out the flowers, and this kit is called Pressed Flowers, and they're so cute. And I also cut out the grass in the green that matches. I don't know if we're going to use it, but just in case, I think it looks better with this. So we are going to first adhere our little flowers to their stems. I'm just trying to figure out which one goes where. Okay, that one goes there, that one goes there. Okay, so you just peel off the back and just stick it on, just like a sticker. Okay, and press it down. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. My hands have been battered. Okay. All right, that one goes there. They're a little off, but it's okay. Now with the one that I made as a sample, I did ink them up. So if you want to ink them, go ahead and ink them. And let's glue these guys down. Okay. One more to go. And we are done with this flower. And then we just have to see where we're going to put everything. Okay. We may separate these flowers. All right, we can probably go ahead and glue her down. Move her. She is adorable. And just add her. And then we're going to add our flowers. And then our grass will go here, and then we'll put our sentiment in the center. Okay? Yeah, I think that's good. All right. Yeah, we could just bring the little flowers up a little more. There we go. And let's go under. So yeah, if you ink that up, you'll see it better, but I think for the video it's fine. Let's cut this down to size. You can use a trimmer. I'm just going to trim it down with a scissor. There you go. And we can adhere it. There. And now we're going to cut out our sentiment. I'll be right back. Okay, So we're going to go ahead and stamp this out, and we're going to use my VersaFine ink. If I can ever find it. There it goes. And it says, "You are truly wonderful in every way." We can go ahead and let's remove that so we can clean it. And we could cut this out. And it's going to be a tight squeeze, but I think we got it. Okay. I'm going to run this through and I'll be right back. Okay. So we have this. And we could go ahead and pop that up there with some foam tape. Okay. I have one die that's a little bigger and I can't find it. So we're just using the smaller one just for the video. And let's put this here. Everything in layers looks much better. Okay, yep, that's where it's staying. All right, so then this will go here. And then we can get some little gems or something and glue them on. But that's more or less how our cover is going to look. I'm not going to glue this. I'm going to try to find the die that fits better. And then when you open it, you have that. Now we could decorate this part and add like a little pocket so you can store things in. But it's really cute. And then you can tie it up. And you have your little agenda or to-do list or whatever you want to put in it. And it's a cute gift. Okay, so I'm going to finish it off with the little gems and stuff and see how we figure this out. I might use it. It doesn't look too bad. And I'll take some pictures and post it. And I hope this helps you if you trying to figure out what to do with these little fairies. I mean, you could do tons of stuff with them. They're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that's my project for today. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.